Hey, what's up, guys? About 4 years ago, I suffered some strokes. I came home on a Friday and I didn't feel well. Okay, and I was sick. I just felt off. Like I thought I was out in the sun too long. Anyhow, I went and I said I was going to lay down in the spare bedroom, and I did, and went to sleep. So I guess that's when things started going wrong for me, and I woke up paralyzed on one side, my right side. So, thing is, I woke up Monday. Yes, I went to bed Friday. I came to on Monday, covered in barf. Great. Anyhow, um, my friend was called. I uh, I was taken to my local hospital, and then from there I was shipped by ambulance to St. Michael's Hospital in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And you know, when doctors talk to you, you have to realize something. Doctors know that you get a big gash in your arm, you might need a stitch, right? You need a few stitches. That's cut and dry. When it comes to stuff like a stroke or a heart attack, they don't really know how it's going to affect somebody. Okay, they can tell sometimes, paralysis and that, what they've seen and experienced, but everybody is different. So I got there, and there was talk of death. There was talk of remaining paralyzed, and there was talk of going into a nursing home. A nursing home. So, there was a big thing, have you used the washroom yet? Can you eat like solid food? Like, am I going to have it pureed all the time? Like, I'm going, oof. So, you can't communicate properly. You're sitting there trying to, and you can understand what people are saying. You just can't get it back to them. So, they poked and prodded me. I had IVs, needles going in me, and MRIs. Like, geez, I was getting an MRI. It seemed every time I came awake, I was getting an MRI. And I'm not going to get into all the bad stuff. That's, behind me. But the chance of you having another stroke right away, I guess, is high. And they were doing their darndest not to let me have another stroke. So, the nurses were great there. The doctors were great there. Like, they're all doing their job, and they're doing it great. The food was good there. And the physiotherapist there, he got me up on a walker, and I hadn't gone to the washroom, like pooped, and I'm gonna talk straight here, in a week. Do you know what it's like when you finally go? It's like, oh my goodness, because then they know your bowels are working properly and you can control it. You're not going to be wearing a diaper. I know this sounds stupid to some people, but you know what? It's a big thing when you're not doing well. So, anyway, the physiotherapist got me out on a walker one day, and I got partway down the hall, and I couldn't go any farther. I was exhausted. I had to sit down the walker. He wheeled me back, helped me get back into bed, and I was wiped out. I think I fell asleep, and I slept basically all afternoon. I was zonked. So the next day, I went the whole length of the hall and back. And then there was talk of me going to rehab. Now, I was sent to rehab. I didn't live in the city. I live in the country, eh? So I was sent to rehab, and I think that was part of the reason, because there isn't any rehab around me. And I was lucky enough to get sent to Providence Healthcare in Scarborough at Warden and St. Clair East in Ontario, Canada. So I got sent there, and when I got in there, the gentleman that was sharing the room with me, he didn't speak much. He was Greek. He didn't speak much English, and he had suffered a stroke, and he was paralyzed on one side. And nice guy though, and he was a character. And things took a change there. And whoever does the hiring at Providence Healthcare in Scarborough at Warden St. Clair East there, Like, they should be training other people how to hire, because everybody was happy. Like, everybody was, okay, you, like, even for people that were pretty bad, they were so positive with them. Even the people that brought food in, like, positivity all the way around. Where do you get that? I don't even get that at my grocery store. Half the time I go through a checkout, people are just, it's just, how many hours do I have to work? There it seemed like they want to be at work. There it seemed like they wanted to see you improve. And they kept brainstorming, it seemed, to figure out ways for you to improve. So, after a couple days there, you go through some assessments and that. My physiotherapist took my walker away, and she gave me this, those balls, those big, huge ball things, exercise balls that you sit on, and, it's supposed to help your abs and everything else. She gave me one of those to hold. And I'm going, what the heck is this? And I realized, like, I was walking like Frankenstein, don't get me wrong. Then I realized I didn't need my walker. So when we finished up, I didn't go very far down the hall, but I was exhausted. But we got back, I took my walker, I went back to my room, and I think I fell asleep for the rest of the day. I was zonked. But that was the last time I used my walker. It stayed in the room. So after that, I was walking. And, I stayed close to the wall so I wouldn't fall over. And, they were pretty cautious of me. People kept their eye on me. But I had, physiotherapy, speech therapy, occupational therapy, dietitian, nurses, the cleaners, everybody. Everybody was positive. Everybody was pushing for you to get better. Like, even the power of a shower. Like, when I was in the hospital, I was getting sponge bath. But to actually stand in a shower and have a shower, holy mackerel. Like, never underestimate, eat by yourself or family or whatever. Never underestimate the power of a shower, because that can change everything. Like, honestly, when I had my shower, I'm going, I felt so good. I felt like I could run a marathon, even though I couldn't. So this progressed to a point, like I remember throwing a ball. Like, I'd throw it and I want to let it go there, and I'd go down, or I'd go over there. And, ball was bounced to me, and I'd go to catch it. Nope. Couldn't do it. Couldn't work fast enough. Now, if somebody told me in there, I don't remember who it was, 300 times for your brain start to pick it up. You have to, like, the movement 300 times before your brain starts to work again on that. And I was also told that picture your brain pathway to move your arm. It's like a highway, right? Your brain to your arm is like a highway. Well, the highway has been torn up. There is no more highway. So your brain has to follow all the side streets and make its way to your arm again. So that's why there's that delay. You're like, I'd be sitting there going, make a fist. And, I was told, envision making a fist. And so I envisioned it, and gradually I made a fist. Moving my leg. I used to lay down and do exercise and that. And also, when I realized I could walk, I found a little pathway I could walk inside the hospital or the rehab center there. And every day I'd be up, exercise. And, everybody was so positive. Nurses, doctors, everybody was so positive. Even to a point like physiotherapy, once they put me in this harness, because I had a dog. My bear, my Akita. I don't know, you're getting a lot of glare there. Anyway, my Akita. And she's a big girl. She was a big girl. She died last year, and I miss her a lot. But even to the point of that, they were afraid that she was going to knock me over. So they put me in a harness, and I'm up there, and they're bumping into me. I think the physiotherapists were having fun doing it, but they're bumping into me, trying to knock me over and lose my balance, and I was protected because I was in the harness. But they were preparing me for when I go home, and there was always talk, going home. Always positivity. And I realize people have off days. but I never saw one there. So, then I voiced a concern that, hey, you know what, I'm going home, but I have no license. When you have a stroke, they suspend your license and that. So, guess what? The doctor worked for get me on a different pill where I didn't have to check an INR. And INR is, it's just blood work, but it shows the clotting properties, I guess, and it has to be within this range. And when I was taking one set of pills, I had to have blood work to make sure it was doing it. Well, this other pill doesn't. Puts you at your proper INR and you're fine. I had one person work with me on doing the preliminary stuff of getting my driver's license back. How often you find people that'll work with you that much? Usually it's just do your job and see ya. No, not there. So I walked out of there and I'm going, wow. I felt great. And then, I had to see my family doctor. And my family doctor, he was happy to see me. And he has worked with me. Speak honestly to your doctors. He has worked with me in helping me deal with this sort of stuff. And, I'll be honest, sometimes I get a little paranoid. It's a life-changing thing that you have happen, but you do get a little paranoid. And even to a point when, just last Christmas, I got kind of wound up and I thought I was heading for another stroke. I talked to my doctor on the phone. Like, he was on his way out. He had finished for Christmas. He was on his way out the door. He came back to talk to me. And he calmed me down. You know what? I felt like a moron because I got up, like, not 10 minutes after I spoke to him on the phone. And I felt fine. And I'm going, how embarrassing. And when I saw him after Christmas and New Year's and that, I talked to him. He said, everybody needs a friend. Everybody needs somebody to talk to. And that is true. That is true. But, thanks. I can't thank these people enough. I can't thank everybody at St. Mike's and everybody at Providence Healthcare and my doctor, Dr. Peter Lynn. And I'll tell you something. I've seen people that have had a stroke and that didn't have rehab. And I can pick up people that, had a stroke and they haven't had rehab or had a stroke anyway. So I talked to them, and the key element is that they didn't have rehab. So, if a family or friend ever has that, push for rehab, because it will make a difference. I wouldn't be doing this. Wouldn't be moving my arm or walking around or making videos or anything else if I didn't have the proper care. And that's why I say St. Mike's, they stopped me from having another stroke. And Providence Healthcare got me back up on my feet and moving around. And, gave me the foundation to keep going. The motivation to keep going. I wake up every morning going, I'm just happy to be alive. And my family doctor helps me maintain that. He is supportive in everything I do. And positivity all the way around. And you have to realize some things. Like, you have high cholesterol, or, you're not feeling well, or, high blood pressure, or you're in a stressful situation, whether it be your job or, everybody's going to have stress, right? There's no getting around stress. In today's life, there isn't. But, if you're in a job that's just beating you, or you're in a relationship that's just chewing on you, think about it, because you don't want to be doing that to yourself. Like, I know now when something stresses me out, and I have had things stress me out since my strokes, but when I get stressed out, I sleep. And I feel the stress. Like, before I wouldn't feel the stress, but now I do. And I'm going, so all this stress was on me before, and I didn't realize it. Like, all these stresses. And so, like, after my stroke, I can feel it. I notice the stress. So then I think, oh my goodness, before, like, I was bombarded with them. So, if your relationship is stressful, or, friendship is toxic, or your relationship is toxic, or your job is toxic, or whatever. Look for change. Correct it. If you're unhealthy, have poor eating habits, cholesterol high, whatever, correct it. Talk to your doctor. Work something out. Say, listen, I need to make a life change because I got a second chance. Most don't. Look after yourselves, because you're going to go around once and that's it. And I never realized, I'll tell you, I never found the beauty in, I kind of overlooked, I guess, the beauty of small things. Like what people would find unimportant or whatever. And do you love yourself? I know that might sound really dumb, but do you love yourself? Do you honestly, that's what's driving me crazy. Do you honestly sit there and go, I love myself? Not in some stupid weird way or something like that, but like, do you honestly feel good about yourself? Do you? A lot of people I know don't. I've asked people, do you love yourself? And they have no idea what I mean. And some of them, well, the ones that do answer say no. I haven't loved myself, I think, since I was a kid. You got to love yourself and look after yourself, because most people won't. Most people won't help you or look after you. Maybe your close friends will say something, but chances are you can look after yourself. So, make changes that are positive for you. Enjoy life. You got one kick at it. Enjoy life. Get out there, go on an adventure. Go do what you want. Like, one day you won't wake up. You can't beat, time. And, take that chance. You like somebody, take the chance. If you want to do something, take that chance. It's a chance you got to take, because you want to be saying, I should have. When you're, on your deathbed, I should have done this, I should have done that. Or break and say, hey, I did do this, I did do that. You can sit there on your deathbed and think about all those memories and all those people you asked out, and all the laughs that you had, and everything else, instead of sitting there on your deathbed going, oh geez, I wish I asked that person out, or I wish I drove that car, I wish I went on that adventure. Come on. Don't wait till it's too late. So, peeps, if you're not feeling well, get addressed. If somebody is going down a path that could be bad for them, help them out. People, we're all in it together. Let's work together for each and every one of us, so we all have a chance to smile and laugh at the end. Because you know what, this life of not caring about other people, and that, it's terrible, and I find it disgusting. Your friends and all that sort of stuff, you should have friends that care for you, and you should care for your friends. And part of caring for your friends is looking out for them when they're down. And my friend Dave, he stayed at my house and he helped me out. Do you know what that is? When you come home, you're sent home after a stroke, and I'm out in the country, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. Okay, so you're kind of paranoid, because you're thinking, oh, if I have another stroke, there's somebody there. That's, that if you have a problem, you can say to them, hey, it was great that he stayed out with me. He didn't have to do that. Like, he didn't have to burden himself with a guy that just had some strokes and, was a little gimpy, and, and he gave me lifts around and helped me, because I had no license then. Why can't friends be like that? People don't care. So, you remember that. Change your life. Care for your fellow humans on Earth. And help out your brothers and sisters. Make a change in your life for the better. And take care of yourself. That's my public service announcement. thank you to everybody at St. Mike's Hospital. St. Michael's Hospital in Toronto, Ontario. Providence Healthcare at Warden and St. Clair in Scarborough. Well, I guess it's Toronto, but still Scarborough to me. Awesome. Awesome. Dr. Peter Lynn, my family doctor. Awesome guy again. He's on CBC radio and that sort of stuff. Without those three, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be talking to you on this. I wouldn't be jumping in the ghetto van and bucking it out in a trip somewhere. So, peeps, take care of yourselves. Get out and adventure. Use this as a little food for thought. Take care, guys. Thanks a lot.